Good afternoon, everyone. Excuse me, this is Jared Rand, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for June 10th, Thursday, 2021, 3 p.m. Eastern. And we will have a reverse aging call tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Let them throw their curses if inside I am connected to what's true. My soul stays quiet and clear. Do you think God worries what people say? If a few ashes fall on a mirror, use them to polish it. No matter what happens to you in this life, remember this one loving understanding. You are powerful beyond measure, beautiful beyond words, and truly an extraordinary being who has access to unlimited love, creativity, and pleasure. All this is and more is available inside each and every single one of us right now. And to access it, sit in a state of wonder. Be in awe of this understanding. Try it just for a few minutes. See what happens. You might discover some resistance, denial, or perhaps the realization that this amazing fact is already within you. It is good to know that each block that we encounter in our lives is our greatest catalyst to diving into a deeper experience of our most enlightened selves. Every experience we have as human beings contains a doorway to this divine state. All that's needed is to look for the door, reach out for the golden handle, and walk through it. There's nothing as easy and fulfilling as entering this phenomenal paradise that is within your very being. It's easiest to discover this warm, fuzzy feeling inside when we are alone, in nature, quiet, looking within ourselves for many hours. A lot of people say, well, I don't have time to do that. It's just sit and do nothing for hours. Well, how else are you going to find out who and what you are? Unless you just want to spend thousands of lifetimes never figuring it out because you're too preoccupied with the external world. To arrive at this place means letting go of the hectic outer world. Put away the busy, overly productive to-do list and devote your time to spend some quality, solid quality time with you. With you. Whatever's stopping you from making time for yourself is blocking you from experiencing the most tremendous freedom, love, and joy. Now, how many people understand what it means when we say let go of your life? Emotionally, mentally, intentionally, loosen your grip and relax in your true self. And this is where you will find this powerful, beautiful, extraordinary, high vibrational being, the God within that body. Now, letting go for any of us is not easy at first, especially when we're used to spending our lives living like a closed, like a ball, all tight, especially so that we practice losing our grip, losing the grip, and try it for at least 1 hour every day. You might be pleasantly surprised how much you look forward to this time. Fact is that we are all worth it. And when we look at ourselves in the mirror, what we see is seeing us. Maybe not always clearly, yet we can only see aspects of ourselves. Our entire life is too huge, too amazing, and magnificent to digest in just one sitting. It's like you can look back at your day and remember most of what happened, yet try and look back on your entire life and even past lifetimes and digest and look back on your whole landscape, everything in the same detailed manner. And see, our minds, they're just not capable of the whole picture. They're just not. When you come to the edge of all the light you know and are about to step off into the darkness of the unknown, faith is knowing one of two things will happen. There will be something solid to stand on, or you will be taught how to fly. To even start feeling a fraction of just how amazing you truly are, begin with letting go of any limiting beliefs that arise about yourself. If you think you're too nice, too old, too fat, too ugly, too poor, these are old, boring stories and excuses, and in truth, they are just tiny electrons passing through the brain, making you believe you're in some prison. And you realize these are all just thoughts passing through your consciousness in each moment. You can choose to pay attention to the good ones or even the bad ones. It is totally up to us. You can easily break free from any negative or limiting beliefs running around in your mind by surrendering to loving you and trust in the feeling of love. Believe that love is the way. Notice how it feels to be a bit more gentle and kind with yourself. What does it feel like to accept all of your parts? What does it feel like to accept all of your parts? Real love is deep and eternal. It has no reason why it loves. It just constantly sends out gentle energy, working its magic and healing all parts of you every time. There is nothing more powerful and transformational than deep eternal love. When you devote your day to loving you, being gentle with you, something very magical occurs. You start to feel the love that is already inside you now. Deep inside your soul is the infinite source of love, the energy of God, source, absolute consciousness. Whatever name you place on it, the energy is the same. It is creating your experience of reality in every millisecond of your life. And it is the most benevolent, brilliant, loving source there ever will be. Neither a lofty degree of intelligence, nor imagination, nor both together go to the making of genius. Neither a lofty degree of intelligence, nor imagination, nor both together go to the making of genius. Love, love, love. That is the soul of genius. Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. Everyone on this planet, whether conscious or unconscious, is all on this sacred spiritual journey together. This life, is for our enjoyment, transformation, spiritual growth, and eventually our enlightenment. You know how important it is to be in a physical form? We are here to enlighten the load from our past, let go of all the heaviness we've been carrying for lifetimes, And whatever has been burdening, blocking, or frustrating to us is not real. The very instant we clearly see what is real, then everything changes immediately. There is this great relief inside as we no longer have to fight or resist anything in life anymore. The war is over. We can see the truth and accept that which we believed was totally unacceptable about ourselves. So accept that which we believed was totally unacceptable about ourselves. It is then that our greatest joy and freedom begins to settle in. There is nothing we can do to make a wrong turn in this life. Now that goes against most of our beliefs, doesn't it? There's nothing we can do to make a wrong turn in this life. Everything is part of our destiny. And on an infinite highway, where everything is connected, all lanes eventually reach the same infinite destination. We cannot mess up in our lives. It is perfectly imperfect just as it is. It contains all the bittersweet, sour elements needed to release our tight grip inside ourselves, relax deeply, and find out that we are powerful, beautiful, and truly extraordinary. Now, we do have those days when we feel that we made a wrong turn in our lives, where we got in trouble for not yielding to the other, where we had an unconscious moment and smashed into someone we loved. It may feel like everything is lost. Maybe we were driving with one foot on the brake and the other foot on the gas, and mainly looking backwards in the rearview mirror. The secret here is forgiveness. Forgiveness, forgiveness, forgiveness. Let go of whatever mistakes you've made or you think you've made in your life. They are last year's movie. Just observe the judgments of these movies about yourself without participating in that judgment. Welcome the experience of whatever your great error was and accept that it was a lesson teaching you something deeper about yourself in life. By welcoming whatever judgments are showing up about yourself, the judgment-aholic inside gets to step down from its pedestal. And a hint of clarity somehow naturally finds its way in. A glimmer of lightness finds its way into the deepest, darkest night of the soul. When you fully experience judgment for whatever it has to say, without holding on to any story about it, this universe has to present itself to you with full clarity. Don't resist any experience that life gives you. Welcome all the good and bad you see inside yourself, yet give some extra special attention to that part of you that is powerful beyond measure, beautiful beyond words, and truly an extraordinary being who has access to unlimited love. Any resistance is futile and just makes you contact or contract from life, withdraw from life, and get even more emotionally conscious about it. Know that this is your choice. There is always another way to experience who we are. Try it. Try it for a week. And a relaxing, freeing feeling will move on in. Just trust the process. Let go and surrender to what is deeper and already at peace inside of you. There is no beginning or ending in the journeyless journey to nowhere. You do not start from somewhere, and you do not end it anywhere. You are where you are, and you continue from there. Bodhidharma. And knowing the universe that we exist in, that we live in, it's more intelligent than the mind can comprehend. The mind will never comprehend it. There are many hidden dimensions to everything and everyone within it. And we truly exist in the most fascinating, multidimensional, and infinitely mysterious field of conscious, intelligent energy. This divine harmonic matrix is vibrating with life all around us. It is inside of us and is constantly connecting with our every breath, thought, emotion, and heartbeat. All you got to do is take a look around you and notice everything is constantly exploding in an orgasm of wild, unabandoned creativity. Right now, millions of flowers are blossoming, giving birth to the most amazing sights and scents. Amazing sacred geometric crystals are forming perfect patterns beneath this Earth's crust, while millions of animals, birds, insects, and humans are having intercourse in the most interesting positions. This is just the tiny tip of the iceberg as to all the wild, mysterious, and beautiful things happening on this planet right now. And if we observe nature long enough, we will see everything is always changing, including you. And we're talking about your body, not the soul. It is said that we cannot step into the same river twice. And by the time we've stepped in it once, everything, including ourselves, is already completely different. This means you cannot have the exact same sequence of thought patterns and feelings that you had last month or last year. Our minds and our emotional intelligence is continuously growing. It's evolving. It is changing. We were born highly intelligent beings who were meant to outgrow the small trousers we once wore in the second grade. And truly, we wouldn't really want to try putting them on again. If you take a microscope and look into the DNA inside every cell in your body, you will see that they all contain a sacred imprint that is unique to you. And each quantum particle of your DNA is this wild, uncharted, magnificent, intelligent mystery within it. Now, this mysterious intelligence is embedded within the foundation of your blood, bones, and brain. You cannot escape from it, no matter how hard you try. And what's interesting is that the mind tends to take for granted this sacred mystery every day. The mind has this tendency to create habits, fall into these little comfort zones of thought, safe emotional thought patterns. It finds ideas which label life, placing ourselves and others into tiny compartmentalized little thought boxes so we can feel more secure, self-assured, somewhat organized, standing in the face of this wild, uncharted, infinite mystery that's surrounding us in all directions. And the moment we put anything in this divine existence into a thought box, we forget all about enjoying a state of devotion and worship to the divine mystery. The instant we forget about the great mystery of life, we initiate the suffering process. The instant we forget about the great mystery of life, we initiate the suffering process. Every experience of this life thereafter becomes a challenge. And as we live from the head and not from the heart, which most live from the head on this planet, the mind is a master at continuously getting lost in believing all its inner thought structures are real. And when our intellect holds tight onto fixed beliefs, It thinks this life will feel more manageable, giving the illusion of control and the sensation that we are all becoming wiser. Yet this hard-coded know-it-all mindset demolishes our childlike curiosity and abolishes any form of reverence for this deeply sacred divine mystery. Curiosity has its own reason for existing. One cannot help but be in awe when he contemplates the mysteries of eternity, of life, of the marvelous structure of reality. It is enough, if one tries, merely to comprehend a little of this mystery every day. Never lose a holy curiosity. Albert Einstein. One of the greatest mysteries that you may ever discover in this life is the human psyche. The human psyche is the accumulation of other people's thoughts, beliefs, and assumptions that we've adopted and inherited as our own. The human psyche is the accumulation of other people's thoughts, beliefs, and assumptions that we have adopted and inherited as our own. All these beliefs form the entire experience of ourselves, other people, this world, and our entire reality. The way we think, how we think, why we think this way and not that way is the core network of our psyche and makes us believe or behave more like predictable machines than alive cosmic organisms. The human psyche, however, has a magical side to it, in that whatever we accept as the truth becomes what we actually manifest physically into our lives. This may be one of the most awesome mysteries mankind has to explore. Our foundational belief structure is so powerful, pervasive, and penetrating that it always manifests itself in every single possible outcome and experience that we have. The universe always supports whatever we believe. If deep down you believe you are not a lovable person, the universe will constantly manifest for you the most challenging people, negative situations, and experiences that support this belief inside. If you truly believe you are lovable, the universe will slather your life with sweet, loving beings devoted to caring about you, honoring you, and caring for your needs in the most intimate, vulnerable ways. The intelligent universal energy simply follows thought. The intelligent universal energy simply follows thought. Whatever you believe about you is where the energy flows and manifests into the entire show all around you. In this highly technological age, people these days tend to believe science easier than religion. If you can prove God is real in a lab, then it must be true. What's fascinating about this time frame, in our lives, is that the quantum physicists of this world have ventured so deep into particles that they have had no merge or to merge their scientific understanding within a spiritual context. Their practical Newtonian vocabulary doesn't have the words to explain the outrageous results they are finding. They are having to use more spiritual words and concepts to bridge the understanding of these hard-coded scientific results. Quite interesting. For example, they have taken two quantum particles, that were spinning around each other and found a way to separate them by by a few kilometers in distance. Later, they spun one of the particles counterclockwise and noticed that instantly the other particle that was kilometers away would also change in a spinning new direction. We affect everything and everyone on this planet. There is a spiritual intelligence that is communicating between all quantum particles in this universe, no matter what physical distance is between them. We are all one. Years ago, quantum physicists also proved in their labs that thoughts are actually physical, measurable things. Scientists would observe a vacuum space which had no particles in it. And they found that wherever the observers would place their attention, that was the place the particles would show up. This is factual. They concluded through other more advanced studies that when the mind cultivates the ability to direct thought in one specific direction for an extended period of time, the person can physically attract, magnetize, and soon manifest an actual physical thing in their field of existence. I mean, think about that in this meditation. Every one of us, whether we know it or not, are manifesting magicians of the quantum soup of highly intelligent energy all around us. It has become an actual science in the quantum physics and the spiritually enlightened communities. At one time, the scientist and mystic were together. But the relationship separated about 500 years ago. Now the pendulum is swinging back towards their unification again. It is because we have this inherent curious nature where we want to put labels on things, on people, ourselves, and create a universal law of attraction that will solve this great manifesting mystery of life. We think that if we have a more concrete global understanding of this life, then we can relax and rest even deeper into our spiritual nature. And perhaps only a fool would believe that we need something external to let go and relax internally. Why would we need to feel inferior to being one with Mother Nature, just so as to push away our insecurity and strive towards a need to feel superior? The human psyche is the greatest mystery of them all. All that we have to do is to give up identifying with the body, with forms and limits. Then we shall know ourselves as the infinite self that we always are, always have been, always will be, without Mauritius. Maybe when science creates a machine to find the source of consciousness, then mankind will feel like a god. Yet why take the long road? Because that is the long road. Why not just look inside your source of consciousness itself and discover real evidence of where consciousness comes from and realize what consciousness is made of and why it exists and relax into the greatest innermost mystery of them all. And in order for our world, right, to solve these deep, outrageous questions in the future, quantum physicists must merge completely with the metaphysical mindset. If modern science is to make any real progress, and I'm guessing by now you're more interested in how your life can personally benefit from applying this enlightening path of understanding, the great mystery. You may want to know how understanding the metaphysical manifesting mystery can make your life easier, more abundant, healthy, loving, happy, and financially free. In order for you to have access to manifesting manifesting anything and everything you desire in your life, believing one basic foundational understanding. Whether we conditionally focus our attention on whatever we do, grows, multiplies, and manifests automatically in our lives with the help of this natural, powerful, magnetic, manifesting intelligence that's inside everything. And it's already inside of us. So, you don't have to go out and find it. It's already there. It's already there. And isn't it ironic, since it's already in us, that more people are not accessing it? Many of us are stuck in jobs we don't like, relationships we lose energy battling with every day, and we are either having some sort of food, drug, alcohol, or sex addiction that is taking priority over any real deep spiritual devotion and exploration. And the basic reason for all human suffering here is simple. The mind keeps focusing on what we don't want, and thus keeps manifesting more of the same. New thoughts rarely have space to form. And after about 70 to 80 years, the human being has literally wasted all its precious energy on magnetizing on what it doesn't want and doesn't have. Does that make kind of a lot of sense? Why is it the only reason we are not always manifesting everything that we want is because we cannot keep our mind focused long enough on feeling that they are receiving that one thing they truly desire to have. It's really that simple. Once we refrain the brain to stay focused, fiercely, deeply, and resolutely focused, we will become the manifesting master of our world. When we practice meditation, we will one day attain mastery over our mind and actually reach a state of physical mastery over our physical world. That's why we're here. Right now, the master is fast asleep, and the mind, the servant, is playing the role of master. And the servant is created by the outside world. It follows the outside world and its laws. Once your awareness becomes a flame, it burns up the whole slavery that the mind has created. There is no blissfulness more precious than freedom, than being a master of your own destiny. Osho. And when it comes down to life and mind mastery within the great mystery, it is all about discovering the source of pure awareness inside. This is that simple, obvious awareness that is always watching, listening, and experiencing everything in your life all the time. It is the light behind the movie screen of your mind. It is responsible for projecting the entire picture onto everything that you feel, sense, and see. It is responsible for shining the light on every single thought and feeling that you have about anything. It's always the source of what your experience is in every moment of your existence. We don't give awareness enough credit. We rarely recognize that it's there and hardly ever take the time to sit down with it and relax into the source of it. The reason we take awareness for granted is because it is never present. It's always here now, just like the air. It's ever present. And it's just like the air we're breathing. Yet, think about it. What if awareness wasn't present anymore? What would happen in our lives? Who would we be without awareness? Who would exist if there were nobody to be aware of our existence anymore? Now, maybe to some people they're very deep thoughts to contemplate, yet when we do take the time to explore them, something magical happens. We start becoming more in touch with this divine state of awareness, and whatever we focus on, is what we experience more of, and eventually manifest into physical action and form. Now, you don't have to have attachments or expectations with that. Whatever we meditate on results in who we are going to become tonight and tomorrow morning. And as we become more aware of the infinite spiritual source of awareness inside of us, we become more connected with what's totally in charge of what we're magnetizing. We can see each thought fly by and see exactly how each one is attracting, creating, and designing how our entire lives unfold and manifest. It is only when we become conscious of this perfect divine play manifesting inside us and all around us that we stop fighting ourselves, each other, and beating our heads against our inner emotional prison walls, when we stop pushing up against life and start appreciating that everything is an aspect of the great sacred mystery, we start resonating at a higher level of consciousness, and we begin feeling more expansive when we wake up in the morning and greet the day with a childlike curiosity, creativity, and wonder. We do this because at the source of pure awareness, it's easy to realize there truly are no actual prisons in this infinite quantum field of intelligent energy. Prisons are only limiting aspects of our highly creative imagination. So if you will, go to the place where you're not going to be interrupted. I'm sure we all are. And the first thing that we care to do is relax our bodies, head to toe, inside and out. You let go. Fears, worries, stresses, anxieties, let it all go. Doesn't serve you the greater good. You know, the ego mind can argue with you till you're blue in the face, but it doesn't do you any good. It doesn't serve you the greater good. Why have it? Let it all go. And keep letting it all go. If you have to do it 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 or more times a day, let it go. Remind yourself, I don't care to carry this. It doesn't serve me any greater good. It just drags me down lower dark matter frequency. So why would I want to stay there? So I'm going to let it all go. And as you do, the body will just go into a really eased position. Totally relaxed. You'll be able to literally look at the body, because you're not the body, you're the God within it, and see how relaxed it truly is. Floating. You ever had that sensation where you're so relaxed you're just floating? And I'm talking naturally, not synthetic, but where you're just purely and naturally just floating. So we are literally mastering the body when we do this. And the body releases, relaxes, and floats. And then we're moved into the now. And the now is moment to moment, space between heartbeats. It is constant. It is always present. It never is not present. And the now, we create our future in the now. Everything takes place in the now. Past, gone, dead. We've experienced what we've experienced in our past, and so we move on. We don't have the future because we're creating a future in the now. Some of us will wander in the past, and we all wander in the past. We think about different things we've experienced and smile, and laugh because it was enjoyable. It was fun for us. And then, of course, we can also reference any of the negatives that have happened to us in this life and see what we've learned from them. But some of us will go into that past, and to me it's like an elephant graveyard. It's dank, it's dark, it's foggy, and there's not a breath of air, and it's just everything is just heavy dead. So what happens is that some of us will take that past, bring it into a future that doesn't exist. We will create that future from that past and relive that past and that future. And this is why a lot of people will say that no matter what they do in this life, they always seem to end up in the same place. And that's why. Living in the past. Some of us will wander into a future that doesn't exist by constantly asking ourselves and trying to hurry and rush things, by saying to ourselves, when's it going to happen? When am I going to have this? When am I going to meet the right person? When am I going to get this? And when am I going to get that? That's when we step in front of ourselves in the universal flow of abundance. So we stay in the now. Doesn't matter what you're doing in the now as long as you're focused on the now. And what you do in the now is you still the mind. You still the ego. You still all that chatter, all that noise that we all have 24/7. It's gone because you've left the mind. You've left the ego, the subconscious mind. You're not in them. All you're doing is watching them. And as you watch them, you learn. You don't judge. You just watch what they do, how they do it, and you learn from it. Now, in the now, the body's completely relaxed. How do we stay in the now? Because you remember, we have those thoughts. We all do. Not exempt from them. They just float by. And sometimes we start wandering off. You ever done that? Focused on something? You just start wandering off. But when you're conscious about it, you say, okay, you catch yourself and say, I'm wandering off into all these nonsensical thoughts. So I will focus on my breath, my divine positive energy, and I'll be in the now. And the breath is divine positive energy because it sustains the body that holds the kingdom of God, you, the God. Now the body, you're holding the body as the God that you are. You say that's the body just kind of floats. You can see the body. You can see through the center of the body, you see these energy vortexes. They're chakras, they're etherical, they're spiritual. They're on the spiritual plane, they are not in the physical plane. And it's where you, the God, flows through, affecting all the organs, all the emotions in that body. I mean, that's how it works. And once you understand that, then you can experience the fact that your divine positive energy, your breath, which sustains the body that holds the God, and your God force love light energy flows through these energy vortexes 24/7. And see you as the God affect everything, all of it. There isn't one thing you don't affect. So doesn't it make sense that once you discover that you are the God, that you're able to start focusing on training the ego mind, having them follow you operating from the heart mind. It's a whole different experience. So what happens when we're flowing through these energy vortexes? What happens to us? What takes place? Well, picture the God and the breath flowing through them. And then we see the red wheel of light. And you see 7 of them, all different colors, going through the center of the body. And the God starts with the root chakra, right? There's other little chakras, but we'll concentrate on these 7. And so that root chakra, the red wheel of light, is our survival. It is our finances, food, all of that. And it is blocked by fear. Because if you think you're going to survive when you panic, it's been proven fact that those who panic in a survival situation leave the body. Then we move to the sacral chakra, the orange wheel of light. This is our sexuality, our pleasure, our joy, our blissfulness. And it is blocked by guilt. And we've all done that, haven't we? We've been, everything's just floating along, falling into place. It's wonderful. You're in the zone. And then that little voice comes in eventually, and it gives you that uneasy feeling. And you know, this isn't going to last forever. Might as well enjoy it while you can. You can't be happy all the time. You can't be in this mode all the time. And so it goes away. And that's the mind, say, and the ego talking. They'll be blown away when they find out that it's our natural state of being. Then we move to the yellow wheel of light, which deals with willpower. The solar plexus chakra. It's blocked by shame. So your God energy can't go through there because it's blocked. And then we move to the emerald green wheel of light, which is our ability to love. And it's blocked by grief. When we are in deep grief, we cannot love. Then we move to the blue wheel of light, throat chakra. This is our truth. This deals with our truth. It's our communication. And it's blocked by lies. Then we move to the indigo wheel of light. This third eye chakra. This is our insight. It's our intuition. And it is blocked by illusion. And then we move to the violet wheel of light, the crown chakra. This deals with our direct connection to the divine. And it is blocked by ego attachment. Ego attachment, that's what blocks it. So we bring you bring the God that you are, the divine positive energy breath, and that all comes to the top of the head. And in a brief moment, we condense and compress that energy into omnipotently powerful liquid energy. And then we pour it over our pineal glands. Now, our pineal glands are very important to us while we're in these bodies. Because when they're fully healthy, vibration and balanced, they connect us to all the particles of existence. All the particles of existence. So you can view your pineal gland any way you choose in your heart, mind, motion picture. I see it as a green ball rosebud. And as soon as I pour this omnipotently powerful liquid energy over it, it automatically transforms into a fully bloomed rose. Massive, with multicolored petals and an absolute glorious fragrance. And the rose is sending out these, just soaking waves of energy that penetrate, flood us all, head to toe, inside and out. And this energy, these waves continue and continue. And what I experience is that it is so deep of an eternal love, so deep of an eternal gratitude, so deep of an eternal peace and contentment that it's just mind-blowing. And you just soak it in. Like a dry sponge that you pour liquid over. It just soaks in. And it's never ending, and it's just absolute blissful, magna-glorious, spectacular experience. And then you discover that that experience, that feeling is you, the God, within that body. And then you discover that you are the rose and the rose is you. It's eternal. These bodies we're in, our higher self, our spirit, our soul, our God, our pure consciousness, all one. And we know that the soul is the heaven, the body is the earth. We are heaven on earth. And every step we take, because we are consciously aware. So every step we take, we know we're creating paradise because we can see the paradise. We can see it, feel it. And we also shine our light 360 degrees outward, every direction. Our light is our God force, love, light, energy. This is the highest of the highest high, purest of the purest pure, deepest of the deepest, deepest eternal love. So we are liberating the planet. We are ascending into higher frequencies because we choose to. And we've left the old earth, the 3D world, and we're now in 5D. And that's a choice. Now we are all part of each other. We are connected in this massive ocean. There's no way we aren't. And being a part of each other, we automatically seek out those who are consciously aware. The ones that are asleep, they're not going to hear us at all. I mean, we love them anyway. It's just doesn't make them any different than we are, just as they haven't come to the circle of understanding of who and what they are yet. They will. So right now, all of us are the only way we'd be here is that we're consciously aware that we're of and from the highest and deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest and deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude. So all the particles of existence, all parts of us, and we parts of them. So we call upon all of the light energy beings out there that are all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. And yet only those who are consciously aware that they're of and from the highest and deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest and deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude can be with us in this now, in this meditation, form this circle of light, the complete liberation of this planet, Earth, Gaia, Arya, and this now. Now, they come in gigaplexes, and one gigaplex fills this entire universe with not even an inch of sacred space to spare. Now, they come from trillions of universes, from trillions of directions, and they're all with us now consciously. We call upon all the inhabitants of inner earth, hollow earth, agartha, and beneath earth. Yet, only those who are consciously aware that they're of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude can be with us in this now, in this meditation, forming the circle of light and complete liberation of this planet. And they come in the billions, and they are consciously with us now. We call upon all the off-worlders, all the galactics, all the celestials. Yet, only those who are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude, and be with us in this now, in this meditation, forming this circle of light, and the complete liberation of this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, and this now. Now, we're only familiar with a smidgen of them. Over 1,000 travel through this solar system every day. Trillions throughout the universes every day. And the ones that we're somewhat familiar with are the Pleiadians, the Sirians, the Arcturians, the Andromedans, the feline, the Zeta Reticuli, the Nords, the Greys, the Draco, the Reptilian, the Golden Pyramid, the Avian, and many, many, many more. Now, they've been assisting us in our evolution, enlightenment, ascension, freeing ourselves from our own self-imposed bondage and our own self-imposed slavery. And in massive numbers, consciously aware, they're with us now. We call upon all of our loved ones, all those who have ascended out of body in this lifetime and all lifetimes that we've inhabited. Yet only those who are consciously aware that they're of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude, and be with us in this now, in this meditation, form the circle of light, complete liberation of this planet. And they come in the billions, and they are with us now consciously. We call upon all the light energy beings who have decided to be housed in the following forms on and above and below this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, and this now. Yet only those who are consciously aware that they're of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude, and be with us in this now, in this meditation, form the circle of light, complete liberation of this planet. Now, we only see with the eyes that we have with these bodies. We only see 1% of what is. Now, they come in the trillions, shapes, color, sizes, forms, configurations, which we've never seen before. And the ones that we're somewhat familiar with are the fairies, the sprites, the elves, the gnomes, the dwarves, the trees, the trolls, the elementals, earth, air, water, fire, ether, wood, the mermaid, the dolphin, the whale, the pegasus, the unicorn, the centaur, the minotaur, and many, many, many more. And in the trillions, they are with us now, consciously. And we also have the archangels, the cherubim, the seraphim, the archetypes, and the ascended masters, Kuan Yin, Maitreya, Buddha, Lakshmi, Ganesh, Gaia, Saint Germain, Sananda Jesus, El Morya, Abundantia, Pel, Thoth, Christ, Yahweh, Yeshua, many, many, many more. The archangels, their civilization vibrate at a different frequency than we do. We don't see them like we see each other, but we meet with them more than we know. A lot of the times after we met with them, and it could be a stranger or anything, and we realize that it was an angel. They have the same message. They deliver that message in many, numerous ways. And the message is this: isn't it absolutely magniglorious that we are alive in these bodies? And when you acknowledge that and understand the importance of that, you'll fall into bliss. Now, tens of thousands can surround any one of us at any one time. Because of their vibrational frequency, they can house a large number in a small area. And they are with us now consciously in massive numbers. Ascended masters have mastered ascension into physical form and out of physical form, will hold pure consciousness God form. We have ascended into physical form, are mastering physical form, are creating our experiences to perfect our creation. And all of us, consciously aware, hand in hand, arm in arm, together. In full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, generosity, humbleness, bliss, peace, joy, tranquility, benevolence, prosperity, abundance. And we're all one, and we're all God, and we're all love, and our God force love light energy is in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. And this is why it continues to intensify and it continues to expand. We immediately form a massive circle of light around the equator of this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, and this now. This light emanates from the God source within each and every single one of us. It is of the highest high of pure, deep, eternal love. And it is flooding all of us, inside and out, head to toe, non-stop, eternally. All of us. And it is a reflection of the love that we are. We all can continue to ascend above this planet. We come into full contact with a massive ocean of glitter. It's everywhere. And it's flashing in trillions of multicolors, every direction, with the hundreds of millions of us on and off world gathered in this meditation. It's reflecting and flashing. And we zero in on the actual reflective source, which is these tiny microscopic etched mirrors, and we go within them, and we discover that all of us are students and teachers of each other. It never ends. We're always teaching or learning from each other and from ourselves. It's phenomenal. Not one of us doesn't teach and doesn't learn. Not one of us. From each other, with each other. Now, we continue to ascend above the planet, and we're immediately met with the emerald green flaming healing light of Archangel Raphael. This is a column of light that reminds us all that we are the power of healing. We are then met with the violet blue purple flaming light of Archangel Michael. This is a column of light that reminds us all of our omnipotent power, strength, and resolve. We are then met with the white fire. This is a column of light that reminds each and every single one of us that from head to toe, inside and out, 24/7, we are imbued with a white fire armor. This is not a knight's armor. This is an etheric armor. It emanates from the God source, the pure God, the pure consciousness within each and every single one of us. It is pure, deep, eternal love. It cannot be violated. No demon possessions, no inhabitation, no lower dark matter, survival matter frequency. They can't even come close to us. They know if they do, they'll vaporize. Nothing can harm us. Yet, only you have the power. that if you decide to lower your vibrational frequency low enough through hatred, anger, greed, envy, hurriedness, fear, worry, stress, anxiety, you will create a breach in your white flyer armor, enough so to allow lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies to come flooding in. If you do decide to do this, you're immediately met with a purple transmuting flame. This is a column of light that reminds each and every single one of us that we can bring in the purple transmuting flame. We can transmute all these neutral light, survival matter, dark frequencies into neutral light substance, sending them back to pure consciousness where they are literally vaporized and no more. We are then met with the violet ray. This is a column of light that reminds us all that we can bring in the violet ray right behind the purple transmuting flame. We can cleanse and purify the area where these lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies were, sealing the breach in our white flyer armor, restoring our harmony to the highest of the highest high, deep, pure, eternal love, gratitude, and peace. We are then met with the golden white pink light. This is the column of light that reminds us all that we are the sun. We are the sunset. We are the sun rises. We are the clouds, the sky. We are the oceans, the rivers, the lakes, the streams. We are the animals. We are the trees, the forests, the soils. We are everything, and everything is us. We're the rain and the rainbows. So the next time that you see a sunset or a sunrise, or any vista, it is you that's the beauty, you that's the divineness, the grace, the glory, the joy, the happiness. It is you. We continue to ascend above this planet. We come in full contact with this massive crystalline light tower, which we all created, which is larger than this solar system. And we look in the center of the column. It has this huge oblong sphere. In the center of the sphere is a golden white bowl of light, and then several ribbons after that. And they're all extending and sending these warm, saturating, flooding waves of energy. And the golden white ball of light is pure, deep, eternal love. And then it follows pure, deep, eternal gratitude, pure, deep, eternal peace, gentleness, kindness, generosity, humbleness, bliss, joy, tranquility, benevolence, well-being, great wealth, great abundance. It's never ending, and it is all a reflection of the gods within us, period. There's no separation. Well, one. At the top of this crystalline tower, we designed it so that the golden ocean can come cascading down 360 degrees as it's doing right now, flooding all of our brothers and sisters, all life, the highest supreme value in the universe, eternally, without stopping. You can feel it saturate you too, through the heart-mind. How wonderful, spectacular it is. Liberating this planet, increasing all the higher vibrational frequencies more and more and more, while more of us on this planet begin to awaken into a new earth, a new world. We are all drops of this golden ocean. We hold the essence of this golden ocean. Golden ocean is the drops for the golden ocean. The only illusion is separation. We see our meditative sphere at set center circle. We created this sphere over 3 years ago. It holds over 1,400 of our meditations in perpetual motion. hundreds of millions of us, gathered here every day, on and off world, with the highest of the highest highs of intense, of pure, deep, eternal love and gratitude, complete liberation of this planet and the peoples of it, into the higher frequencies of pure, deep, eternal love, gratitude, and joy, and peace. And this is why this meditative sphere can be seen, heard, and felt in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. And this is why it continues to intensify, and this is why it continues to expand. You can choose to feel through the heart-mind. One who knows the self has nothing more to do, nor has he or she any more thoughts from then on. Infinite power will carry out all further actions that may be necessary for him. Quantum Rishi. I'll join you in the meditation, and I'll return to close us out. take an easy breath in through the nose, and an easy breath out through the mouth. Breathe easily and slowly. Give deep, eternal love, acceptance to those you encounter, and notice what happens. Take this with you for the rest of the day, into the evening and night, and the following morning. And we'll return here, June 11th, 2021, Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern, to continue our global guided meditation call.